What I'm going to talk about is brands, people, and their perspective in the global environment. We've been very much focused tonight on New Zealand, but we happen to operate in a global environment, so we can't actually sit here and pretend we're doing everything all right. So I've forgotten your name. Can we commence? The All Blacks, in my opinion, are the most powerful brand this country has, even if Adidas wants to destroy it. And I very much hope in a few weeks' time, we will see that replicated, because it's incredibly important to this country. I was privileged to see Cathy Freeman at the Sydney Olympics win with a great deal of weight on her shoulders. She had the whole of the Aboriginal world. She also had the whole of Australia. And prior to that event, there was a deathly quiet silence in the stadium. Andrew Agassi, if you haven't read his book, read Open. He had a most incredible career, and it was based on pure guts. If he had a father like his, you would wonder how he succeeded at anything. The fifth test at Adelaide, you may think this is a strange choice, but I was there and we were having brunch, and then Shane Warne came on to bowl. And we were actually sitting with Richie Benno, and he said, a genius has been born. If you know Benno, he doesn't do that too often. Michael Campbell, a lot of people will you say, like Cathy Freeman, he didn't go on. But he will treasure that moment. It is his moment, and it can never ever be taken away from him. What he achieved on that day was fantastic. I'm now going to talk about restaurants that I like. This is a crap shot, but Le Bernardin in New York, if you get to dine there, do so. I had the most fantastic meal there, which was only sort of disillusioned when I got the bill. Daniel's is another wonderful restaurant in New York City that has been around for a long time, and it's just another world. And you will get that in New York City because it is a great city. The Oriole has just been redone, and I didn't really like the previous Oriole. I made the mistake of once sitting at lunch with Charlie Palmer, the proprietor, and I said, "What do you pay for rent here?" And he said, "Well, not much." I said, "Well, how much?" He said, "I own the building." So that's the difference. Chefs in New York are rock stars. This is my favourite dining space in the world. If you're going to get on a flight NZ1 out of London back to New Zealand and you need some peace and quiet in a serene setting, dine there. It's worth every penny. It's where Sir Terence Conran started. And I couldn't do without putting a Kiwi in here. I like Bulcott Street Bistro for two reasons. John Lawrence and Rex Morgan walk the floor, they walk the talk, they know their customer base intimately, and they know what people want. Behind every brand are great people. You can never ever disconnect the two. Robert Hill Smith, who owns Yalumba, and through that negotiates, he has been in many ways one of my mentors, and he has created a great company. Angela Gaia was like the Robert Mondavi of Europe. He revolutionised European wine, and he has got some fantastic wines in an industry that is heavily subsidised. But he took Europe. Arno de Hoytfire is the brains behind Bollinger. He taught me a lot about style and charm, although I'm still working a bit on the charm piece. But he also taught me that you can serve Grand Diner at breakfast time as though it's the most natural thing in the world. Rob Morrison, a good friend of mine, He taught me to dream the impossible and go and do it. And he did it by the age of 45 by creating the most successful brokerage house in Europe. I had to put Rachel in here, otherwise she wouldn't let me speak. But she did, she was smart. She got the New Zealand taxpayer to pay for her overseas experience by working for New Zealand Trade and Enterprise, went to America, toughest commercial market in the world, and did it, and then came back and lived her dream. Bollinger, it's one of my favourite brands, and it's the only major house that is still privately owned, mainly thanks to Anu de Hoytvaar. The rest of it's owned by Louis Vuitton. Here is DRC, and Martin, with all due respect to escarpment, they have 250 years tradition. Some of their vineyards are 600 years old. We in this country think we can do it all in an instant. When I was in London last month, 6 bottles of their 61 DRC sold for £80,000. Mouton Rothschilds, another great Bordeaux, and I could have put up several. But that's the length of time it takes to create a brand. These things do not happen overnight. I like Audi as a brand because they're up there. They're going to smack Mercedes, BMW off their top pedestal because they change. Brands need to be invigorated. They need feeding. They need changing. And Audi, in my opinion, are doing a great job. And then finally is a brand that I love because I go in there every day and I get very excited every day when I walk in there to work. And I get a big kick out of starting from a village of 1,200 people, and those restaurants that I mentioned, they all stock Palliser. So thank you.